Alright. Welcome back again. Yay. I just looked up a video that was suggested for more of a history of Bring Me the Horizon, and there's like six different ones, I think. The first one's a half hour long, so it's kind of long, so you might have to bear with me on that. But apparently it goes over like each of the albums, which is good because then maybe I can just watch I'll watch each one of these before each album, because I want to go through each album, so that would be awesome. I'll try not to just sit here and stare while it's going, because I kind of do that sometimes. If I do, I'll add like interesting gifs or something and make it more awesome. But anyway, so this is the historical timeline of Bring Me the Horizon. That's part one. Oops. The microphone's getting tangled up in things here. No! Okay. Now I'm ready. Okay. Apparently they turned the TV up out there. Anyway, let's see what this is. I'm kind of excited.
Bring Me the Horizon's founding members came from diverse musical backgrounds within metal and rock.
They're so little.
Drummer Matt Nicholls and vocalist Oliver Sykes had a common interest in American metalcore, such as Norma Jean and Sky Came Falling.
Where'd my pen go?
They used to attend local hardcore punk shows together.
When I first got into like rock and shit, it was like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park. I got into Glasgow and kind of started getting into more that kind of like post-hardcore kind of stuff. And from there it kind of went on into hardcore. It was always a really good like hardcore scene in Sheffield, where we're from. Kind of like introduced each other to like, he introduced me and Matt to metal, and we kind of introduced them to hardcore and started going to shows, so it was kind of cool.
They later met lead guitarist Lee Malia, who spoke with them about thrash metal and melodic death metal bands like Metallica and At the Gates.
Don't know that one.
Malia had also been a part of a Metallica tribute band before meeting the pair.
Me and Matt, our drummer, basically kind of like, we were friends for a good while. We went off to separate colleges. Matt met him and a guy called Curtis and started talking, and we're like, oh, do you want to make a Dillinger Escape style kind of band and all this stuff? And Matt asked me to sing. This is the most boring story you'll ever hear.
Bring Me the Horizon officially formed in March of 2004, when the members were between the ages of 15 and 17.
I was gonna say they look young.
Rhythm guitarist Curtis Ward, who also lived in the Rotherham area, joined Sykes, Malia, and Nicholls.
It doesn't mean I'm gonna remember all these names though. I'll have to write it down.
Bassist Matt Keane, who was in other local bands, completed the lineup. The name of the band was taken from the line in the film Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, where Captain Jack Sparrow says, "Now, bring me that horizon."
Love that movie. Oh, what a
The
cool way
band
to get a
played the
name.
first live show on April 15th, 2004 at the Charter Arms in Rotherham, England.
Why is this not going away? There we go.
In the months following their creation, Bring Me the Horizon created a demo album titled Bedroom Sessions. They followed this by releasing their first EP, This Is What the Edge of Your Seat Was Made For, on September 25th, 2004, through the local UK label 30 Days of Night Records. Bring Me the Horizon was the label's first signing. It was recorded over the course of 2 weekends, with drums and bass guitar laid down over the first weekend, and guitars and vocals completed a week later. The original pressing had a strict run of only 1,000 copies. Its title comes from the first line of lyrics found in the track Traitors Never Play Hangman. According to an interview with the band, that track was also originally 2 different songs, one being called Traitors Never Play Hangman, and the other called We're All Movie Stars. They played them live, one after the other to begin with, but after a while, they decided to join the 2 songs together into one.
Kind of like they do with We Are the Champion and We Will Rock You. They didn't officially add them together, but at least I don't think.
Do you think your lyrics are kind of almost redundant because people can't hear them? When you put so much effort into writing these a lot of lyrics and people can't actually hear them because you're sort of screaming.
I don't know, I think that's kind of like the cool side to it, that you have to actually like read it and see what like, because like even if you can hear like people's lyrics, you don't actually hear them all, but if you can't actually really make them out, you've got to read them and you see like you can actually see what's going on and stuff.
In a 2004 poll published by the alternative music magazine ABM, this EP won the most brutal EP of the year. The track, Who Wants Flowers When You're Dead? Nobody, was included in NME's special edition magazine titled 501 Lost Songs, where it was listed in the metal section of the countdown. The UK label Visible Noise noticed the band after the release of their EP and signed them to a 4-album deal, in addition to re-releasing the EP in January of 2005. The re-release gained the band significant attention, eventually peaking at number 41 on the UK album charts. The band was later awarded the Best British Newcomer at the 2006 Kerrang Awards. The band's first tour was supporting the Red Chord across the UK. As with other early tours, they were able to get this slot by tricking venue promoters. Bassist Matt Keane and Ollie Sykes' mom, Carol Sykes, were the de facto managers of the band at this time, a role they continued to occupy until 2008. For the Red Chord support, Keane emailed promoters and pretended they were opening on all the dates, when they were supposed to play only at their local show. This led to them being booked for the entire tour. In another case, Sykes created an email account in the name of British metalcore band Johnny Truant's vocalist, Oliver Mitchell, which he used to contact the promoter requesting Bring Me the Horizon on their tour. Alcohol consumption fueled their live performances in their early history, when the band would get so drunk they vomited on stage and damaged their equipment.
Dang. That's not
Following the
good.
release of This Is What the Edge of Your Seat Was Made For, Bring Me the Horizon toured extensively while writing new material for their full-length debut album. Bring Me the Horizon's debut studio album Count Your Blessings was released on October 30th, 2006. Due to the number of shows the band was playing at the time, a lot of the material was written quickly before recording was set to begin. Drummer Matt Nicholls claimed that 3 songs were written in the span of 2 days due to the upcoming deadline.
Ah.
A number of songs are re-recordings of early demos that the band had taped for the bedroom sessions. These include I Used to Make Out with Medusa, Off the Heeze, and Liquor and Love Lost, then known as Dragon Slaying. Recording took place at DEP International Studios in Birmingham with producer Dan Sprigg, who had previously worked with bands including Cradle of Filth, Napalm Death, and more recently, Lost Prophets.
Don't know any of them. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Frontman Oliver Sykes described the recording process as, quote, an intense experience due to the group's desire to make the best debut album they could. Biographer Ben Welch claimed that they, quote, were starting to feel the pressure of all the hype that was building around them at the time. Due to the studio's location in the center of the city, the young band members, all under 20 years old at the time, were often distracted and would not spend a lot of time in the studio. This meant that each individual member ended up recording the majority of their contributions to the album alone, rather than the full unit performing together.
ADHD.
Now, Ollie, what about your lyrics? What's inspired you on this record?
Just a lot of the same stuff that always inspired me at first. Just a general hatred for people.
Could you be a bit more specific?
I don't know, just like a lot of people just like do fuck all their lives and shit, and it's just a lot of stuff like that. It's talking about changing stuff and like, don't know, cleansing,
Kind of it feels like Europe feels a lot more like home. Like America, everything's like far apart and shit. Canada's just like seems so much more at home. Everything's like all together.
It's possible that some of your fans may actually like you because of your hair.
Well, our hair is great. Our hair is better than most people's hair.
In metal or most people in general?
Everyone. My hair is better than anyone's. That's the only reason we started the band. Because, like, I came in and like, oh crap, I couldn't sing it all. This one, look at his hair. Look at his hair. And I went, look, but don't touch. I said that to him. I said it right. I said it straight away. I said, look, but don't touch. I had to keep spanking hands. It was dreadful, but in the end, they learned the rules. They learned the rules that I go by, and now we're selling thousands of records.
Can I use my hair to sell records?
You've got the privilege.
I've never got to touch, just look. See, look. It never happened. It's almost like an automatic reaction.
Touch.
It's like a force field.
Yeah, I can't go near the hair.
What can you expect from Bring Me the Horizon live?
A bit passion, show you emotion.
Guitar spinning,
Involvement. Sweet pop sample.
Yeah, they're so young.
Booms.
During the recording for Count Your Blessings, the band intended to make an album which sounded, quote, as heavy and brutal as they possibly could.
Might not like it.
The band
We'll see.
scrapped all song ideas that didn't fit that criteria. In a 2014 interview, when talking about the band's intentions when writing and recording music in the early years, Ollie Sykes claimed that the group, quote, just wanted to make noisy music. Similarly, in another 2014 interview, Guitarist Lee Malia explained, quote, "When you're young, you just want to do everything to extremes. That's what the first EP and the album were like. Too overexcited sounding." Drummer Matt Nicholls said that on Count Your Blessings, the band were, quote, influenced by a lot of Swedish metal, At the Gates, and stuff like that. Nicholls also said that on the album, the band members, quote, were 18 or 19 years old and wanted to be as metal as possible.
Sounds about right.
Specifically, the band's members were influenced by Norma Jean, Sky Came Falling, Metallica.
Okay, I do like Metallica.
Pantera.
Heard of them, never.
At the Gates. Arch Enemy. The Dillinger Escape Plan. And In Flames.
That lady reminds me of Ginger.
The musical style of Count Your Blessings has most often been categorized as deathcore, but has also been labeled more generally as metalcore. In addition to metalcore, Count Your Blessings uses elements of genres like melodic death metal, and black metal, drawing comparisons to bands like the Black Dahlia Murder, Cannibal Corpse, At the Gates, and Obituary.
Heard of the first one.
According to the online UK magazine Drowned in Sound, the songs on the album generally consist of the Black Dahlia Murder style thunderous riffs mixed with some dastardly sludgy doom moments and more breakdowns than your dad's old Nissan Sunny. The lyrical content is admittedly simple, which according to Sykes is due to the fact that his life had, quote, never been that bad at the time he wrote them. The singer noted that most songs on the album are, quote, about girls or just growing up, which he claims contributes to the group's brand of party music.
What's 2006 been like for you guys? What have you been up to? What's been rocking it?
It's been pretty good actually. We've done quite a bit. We've done like a few good tours. We played loads of good shows. Written out.
They look very 90s to me.
So we're going to record that in about 3
sorry.
or 4 weeks. We played Download. That was amazing. Like the best time ever.
How original do you think Bring Me the Horizon actually is? Do you think you're breaking new barriers with music?
I would say incredible, yeah. I'd say we're breaking this music more mainstream in England and stuff like that, without like having shit singing parts and stuff, and just doing that to get big. I don't think we're not doing all that it's incredibly different, but at the same time we have a bit of fun with it and we're not as serious as a lot of other metal bands and stuff, and so in that sense I guess we're a bit more original in that sense, but yeah.
So you guys don't have a website yet? Anytime soon?
You don't need them anymore. You don't need it anymore.
Because you're on MySpace.
What about the Metallica tribute band? What was that called?
Yeah, we're called Fifth Column.
What?
Fifth Column. And me and Lee were in it.
Although Count Your Blessings was released in October of 2006, it wasn't released in the US until August of 2007 by Earache Records. The version of the album released by Hot Topic featured a cover version of Slipknot's Eyeless as a bonus track.
Don't know a lot of Slipknot. Just a couple. So did he learn how to growl, or is he just doing that on his own? Because I know you can hurt your voice if you do that wrong.
Following its release, Bring Me the Horizon toured extensively in support of the album. The rest of the year was spent supporting label mates Lost Prophets. The band later replaced Bury Your Dead, supporting Killswitch Engage on their European tour in January of 2007, then continued to tour the UK through March and April.
Is it a positive album?
There's,
Maybe.
A lot of hatred on there.
It's not like a depressing album, it's just an angry album.
So guys, how was yesterday?
Yeah, really good. Pretty full in that place. Were really big. Everyone seemed to enjoy it, apart from this one kid going nuts front for some reason. But yeah, apart from that, it really good.
Like nuts in a bad way, not in like a dancey way.
Well, we were just being a dickhead, to be honest.
What was he doing?
Just getting his usual grief, calling his emo boys or whatever, and I think he got chucked out or something anyway. So yeah, Alan chased him out, and bouncers got him, threw him out. So that was pretty cool.
During the summer of 2007, the band played a number of festivals, including Download Festival.
Recently you played the Download Festival. What was the highlight for you of that show?
Been hit in the head with a bottle.
While you were playing, or?
Yeah. No, in fact they missed, didn't they?
No, last year they hit him on the head with a bottle. They missed this year.
This year they did so bad they actually complained to the crowd. And said, look, if you're going to throw a bottle, throw it right. Follow my footsteps. If you're going to hit someone with a bottle, you hit them. I'm kidding.
Tell us about the album title, Count Your Blessings.
Just basically means like, don't take what you got for granted, and you're not on this earth for long, and stuff like that, and you should just do what you can while you can.
A first music video for Pray for Plagues was released on June 4th, 2007.
You've just finished recording the first part of your new video, which is going to be called Pray for Plagues. What do you expect the video to look like, and what would you like it to look like?
Yeah, what we call a treatment is a visual feast for your eyes. So that's better, right? So,
But personally, what should you do is to do anything else.
Our first idea for this video was Lee's mum. Lee's mum came up with a pretty sweet idea. Yeah, we practiced with this old like heritage centre, and it's pretty organised, mate. A lot of old people, and pretty sweet church that old. And this is all fun again. Pretty cool. And it's a big shed. And Lee's mum's idea was to film the video in the shed, and that was the old women in the video. Scoring guitar! Scoring guitar!
Upon its release, Count Your Blessings debuted at number 93 on the UK Albums Chart. It also peaked at number 9 on the UK Rock and Metal Albums Chart, and remained there for two further weeks. First dropping to number 14, and then to number 26. A second music video for Stevie Wonder's Eyes Only, Braille, was issued on the 6th of March, 2008. After replacing Bury Your Dead on Killswitch Engage's headline European tour, Bring Me the Horizon's presence on the tour was poorly received by fans of Killswitch Engage, with concert attendees regularly throwing bottles at the band before they even started playing their set.
Even if you don't like a band,
For those people who don't know the band, and they look at you and then they hear you, your album's pretty heavy for a mainstream audience to sort of digest. Are people surprised by how heavy you actually are?
Yeah, I can say, because like we did like some shows back not too long back at Killswitch Engage, and I guess a lot of their fans just thought because we look like little gay and faggots, so it's gonna be like some emo shit band or something. And then after we played them, all like I can't believe I'm heavy that way, stuff like that. And we got like convert a few fans. So yeah, I guess people are a bit like us there, didn't they? There were loads of people that just couldn't hack it.
For screaming, they talk
like,
we
get so much like
quietly.
Coverage on like magazines and stuff. And I think we've like just letting a lot of kids see like heavy music and
Maybe
stuff.
I should start a screaming band.
Due to the young age of the band when they recorded the album, and the drastic stylistic changes which followed its release, Count Your Blessings has largely been neglected in recent years, both by the band and by their fans. As early as 2008, guitarist Lee Malia was criticizing the album's quality and noting that the band quickly wanted, quote, to do something better after its release.
What's the difference between this album? What made the change in this album to the pre-recording? Because it switched.
I think it's just because like when we wrote his first album, we were like 17, 18 years old and just like young, and like back then we like when we wrote it, we were all into it and stuff, but like we've like got older and grown up a bit over like, so we've been, I don't know, pretty much touring for the last 3 years, so like, I don't know, we've grown up a bit and just got into different stuff, got into different like music and stuff, and just like want to do something better. So
why
we just
not?
like tried to write a better, what we thought were a better CD than the last one and stuff. So.
Who are your musical heroes then? Tell me about who inspired you guys when you were growing up.
Metallica. I know to a lot of my dad used to listen
A lot of them. Metallica.
Like classic rock, loads of Motown, stuff like Queen and stuff like that.
Queen.
Like, my dad had bought me my first drum kit. And, yeah, he always said that I'd probably make a good drummer because I'm a bit hyperactive all the time. So yeah, he just bought me a drum kit. Alright.
What turned you on to heavy music?
I don't know. Because I used to listen to like whatever when I was in school, then just got into like kind of like what were popular stuff back years ago, like Thursday and Thrice and that, and then I started listening to like Poison the Well, and that kind of like opened it up to like the
Don't know
more
any of
metal,
these.
hardcore stuff, and then I started going to like straight edge shows wherever, whenever, and then just got friends with all, and yeah.
All these sites reflected that their 2014 single, Drown, would have offended the band members when they were younger, adding that the group were, quote, never gonna sound like that again.
See, that sounds like
Keyboardist Jordan Fish,
what
who
I
joined
like.
Bring Me the Horizon about 6 years after this album's release, has explained that the drastic evolution in style between Count Your Blessings and later releases has simply been due to the fact that the band members, quote, don't listen to deathcore anymore, claiming that to attempt that type of music would be dishonest to the members' changes in tastes and feelings.
It happens.
Most of this album's songs were dropped from live performances in the years following the release of Suicide Season and There Is a Hell, although Pray for Plagues returned to set lists briefly in late 2014 when the band performed with original guitarist Curtis Ward at a couple shows. Despite the radical evolution of the band since Count Your Blessings, the album has still received some retrospective praise. In a feature published in 2015, a Kerrang writer credited the album for increasing the popularity of the band during their formative years, as well as praising its guitar riffs and the song Pray for Plagues. An AXS contributor described this album as, quote, a classic among deathcore fans, highlighting the song Black and Blue in particular. Loudwire named Pray for Plagues the fourth best Bring Me the Horizon song to date as of May 2014, praising it as, quote, one of Bring Me the Horizon's most timeless tracks.
What are you guys listening to for music?
Like we don't listen to any metal really.
Now?
That's good because we don't also like hear metal every day. And
Yes.
like you just want to listen to something different, so what we just like
How many tours and shows?
I can't remember how many shows we've done. We've done so many. But we've done like 4 or 5 full tours around UK and all that. So yeah, I can't remember how many shows we've done altogether.
But when I get scared, my arms fall off.
That's your superpower?
Yeah. Because then people would be scared of you. If your arms fell off, it'd freak someone out. No one would mess with you.
Yeah, but if they did start a fight with you, you'd be buggered because you wouldn't have any arms.
They fell off and then turned into swords.
How would you hold them? If you didn't have any arms, how would you hold the swords?
You wouldn't need to. They'd be scared. Yeah. It'd work.
That's all right. Whatever you need to tell yourself, that's fine. You could just imagine you had a big gun and people would be scared of you and you could keep your arms.
Could just add a sword.
Okay, I didn't think about it as much. I need time to prepare.
I think we need new basses.
I guess like stuff that got me into wanting to be in a band and stuff is like Glassjaw, a lot like his lyrics and just like I've never heard that band scream back then. At first I was like, this is mental. But yeah, like stuff like that, just like folk passion and stuff just got me into it. Yeah.
I'll have to check out the rest of those. So that was part 1, which I think I'll just stop with here and then figure out where to start. In all honesty, I don't know how much I will like the earlier stuff. As much as I love, let's put it this way, like some of my favorite, well, more metal bands are like System of a Down. I like a lot of their stuff. And I love pop punk. I love Linkin Park. Green Day. Just I don't know, a lot of stuff like that. So I've never really got into more hardcore stuff. Like, and even if the lyrics are like totally meaningful, if I'm not getting something out of the music itself, I know I'm kind of weird. There's I think a good example would be like Ginger. So far I've only liked one of their songs, which was that Pisces. Love that song. Anything else I can think of? I don't yeah, that's the only one I can think of right now, but I mean, because it has, I don't know, it has a melody to it. You can usually figure out what she's saying. I don't know if it's really something like that gets me, then I will probably like the melody behind the screaming. I can get into it, but I'm gonna have to say I might not like it, but I'm gonna go through it anyway because I think it's just worth it to go from where they started to where they are now, because that will be, and I can totally tell, I mean, they were just teenagers, totally know that. So oh, there I am. So anyway, I will not make this any longer than it has to be because that was already 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna look up a bunch of their albums and start going through some of the songs. Maybe I might I don't know, maybe I'll record the songs, and if I find that I really love it, I'll post it. If it's something that I'm less like, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that, maybe I'll just note it. We'll see once I get started, but for now, that is it. Yay! Okay, I will see you guys all later, and see ya.